Next is from Mayor Disco.
Right.
Interesting. Subject is this is get it because you're ready for this guy.
Right.
Does he know what the subject is?
No.
These are good questions.
We'll be the judge of that.
Hi K100 crew. Sleepy Joe here, coming in hot with some good questions. Number one, Conan. Have you had any scary experiences with the cartel, and if so, did they show you any respect for being a GOAT-level luchador? I recall telling a story about Ray getting pulled over by the cartel, but was curious to hear if you had ever crossed paths with them. Number two, Disco Inferno. If WCW had a show in someone's hometown, would anybody's parents ever host all the wrestlers for dinner or allow any of the boys to crash at their home while they were in town? And number three, both Conan and DI, who would have done better in the UFC in their prime, Kurt or Scott? Kurt Angle or Scott Snyder? Is there anybody else who could have been a UFC champion that they had chosen to go to MMA instead of wrestling? Love, Sleepy Joe. I'm going to answer my question first. Harley Race and his wife came to a show that we had we were doing a loop in Kansas, we were in Wichita, Kansas. Okay, and the next night we were going to be going to a town where Harley was in the suburbs. Harley came to the show and invited everybody over for barbecue in his place the next day. Right, we all went out that night and got trashed. And woke up late, and we all missed we f***ed over Harley Race. It was I felt so bad, right? Then it's because it was everybody's. Even Arn was supposed to we all just we all felt bad about it, It's so. But that's the only time that anybody have ever invited all the boys to come do something, right? Conan, you can answer your question.
The one about Kurt Angle and Scott Steiner.
No, the cartel.
I haven't had any scary experiences with them because I got along with them. They always went to the matches. I always made sure that I showed them respect. So it was kind of funny. If one guy got arrested or got killed or whatever, usually the guy underneath him had heard about me. And when he would take over, he would take care of me. So I never had any problems with them. I actually had more problems with cops and law enforcement,
Right. Next to
wait. The Angle Steiner thing. Who would have been more successful in UFC?
Angle, of course.
Yeah, I don't want to. Yeah,
it's not even a question about
Scotty's
it. He's
a freak,
wrestler.
Yeah.
Come on.
And he said, "Who are some of the other guys that could have succeeded in MMA?" And I would Lashley's an obvious one. Dolph Ziggler. Yeah. And I say Shelton Benjamin.
CM Punk.
CM Punk. Oh, it didn't quite work out.
Next is from James Roman. Subject is Brian the Fake. Let me ask you a question. If you polled wrestling and UFC fans, all right, and you booked Amanda Nunes against CM Punk,
right?
What percentage of the fans do you think would think that Amanda Nunes would beat Punk?
What fans?
Wrestling and UFC fans. Just 100 random
95% would pick Nunes, I would think. 95%.
I think so too. They would pick him. I don't know how it would turn out, but the way they fight, and she's 20 pounds less than he is, 30 pounds less. People I think would Amanda Nunes would beat up Punk.
That's what I think. Yeah,
I think she would.
Yeah. The way he fights,
that's hard not to think. Could you imagine they booked that?
Yeah.
Punk versus Amanda.
You said
James wrote. I'm going to throw that out there.
How would you describe? You said the way Punk fights. How would you describe his fighting style?
It would do a tremendous number.
Right.
I would do a tremendous number, and I think she would be like a 3-1 favorite.
And
on the betting lines.
And I would have Russell Westbrook in her corner. Nothing.
If he's going to fight, if he's ever going to fight to pop a rating or whatever, Bellator would obviously take him in for some of their.
Let me tell you one thing. Have you seen Russell Westbrook this year?
Yes.
He's still a beast, and so is Bradley Beal. But go ahead.
They're terrible though. They had won a losing streak and a win streak on the back of a losing streak.
Because they only got a couple good players, but Russell and Bradley can go.